Melanie, Candles in the Rain, an LP I bought from the British Heart Foundation in High Wycombe for £2. Melanie Safka was the hippie Taylor Swift. She was everywhere at the time. She played all the big festivals, easy to mic up, just one guitar expertly finger-picked, and one haunting voice. She was probably comparatively cheap for the promoters. Apparently her mother gave her a lift to Woodstock, and she carried her guitar on her back with no case, and not even a gunny sack. She had an unusual voice, not an obvious female pop star voice, but almost the opposite. More Neil Young than Lulu. A raspy, lived-in kind of voice, with a charming, faltering vibrato that somehow seemed to be at odds with her youthful elfin beauty. She was on Jules Holland a few years ago, and the voice and beauty have aged perfectly. It could be a powerful voice. She took the Rolling Stones' Ruby Tuesday, and she makes you feel she would really miss her, as she erupts with emotion to a massive backing track that verges on being over the top. She was not my kind of thing at the time, but I was okay with Ruby Tuesday and her other song that got a lot of radio play, Look What They've Done to My Song Ma, which had an oompa beat and would not have been out of place being sung by Liza Minnelli in Cabaret. On Look What They've Done to My Song Ma, she really does sound disappointed with the outcome of her efforts, so much so that she complains in 2 different languages. The thing that put me off Melanie was her song Brand New Key. It was so ubiquitous that the Wurzels did a successful comedy version of it, I've Got a Brand New Combine Harvester, and we have the nerve to call them the good old days, but they really do not make records like that anymore. I bought this album partly because it was a real bargain, partly because it does not have Brand New Key, but mostly because it has Lay Down Candles in the Rain with the Edwin Hawkins singers. I was not aware of this song at the time, otherwise I would have given Melanie more attention. I either found it on a compilation or was directed to it on YouTube. I know it would have been in the last 10 years, and I cannot understand how I missed it. It is the ultimate pop gospel song, very uplifting. The Edwin Hawkins singers had previously had a hit with Oh Happy Day. There is also a cover of James Taylor's Carolina on My Mind, as you would expect on such an LP. The songs take her simple guitar picking and add drums, electric bass and lots of strings. Also, exactly as you would expect. Overall, I found it a pleasurable listening experience and well worth the £2. I was charmed by her song The Cityest People, which uses a deliberately naive use of words to great effect. I was probably expecting something whimsical and folky, but in places this album totally rocks. There is nothing like Brand New Key to cringe about. It has a gatefold sleeve with the lyrics printed in a typewriter style font, so I listened with the sleeve in my hand reading the lyrics, just like I would have in my teenage bedroom. There were boys in my class at school that loved Melanie, and I thought they were wet and weedy and needed toughing up. But I can now see it was not just about teenage kicks.